You may think you're eating healthy, just having a bowl of yogurt, a slice of whole wheat toast, or a low-fat granola bar. But here's something many people over 60 don't realize. Sugar has a sneaky way of hiding in foods you'd never expect. And when you're older, these hidden sugars can quietly sabotage your body's ability to age gracefully. Let's start with what sugar actually does in the aging process. You've probably heard the term inflammation, right? It's a buzzword in health circles, and for good reason. Chronic inflammation is one of the key drivers behind many age-related conditions, joint pain, memory decline, heart disease, and even skin aging. And guess what sugar does? It feeds inflammation like fuel to a fire. Now, you're not sitting down every day with a spoon in a sugar jar, right? But sugar is everywhere, disguised under names like maltodextrin, corn syrup, cane juice, and fructose. Take that morning yogurt, for example. Even low-fat versions can contain up to 20 grams of sugar per serving, almost as much as a small candy bar. You think you're being healthy, but your body reads it as a sugar hit. Same goes for breads and cereals labeled whole grain. Many of them contain added sweeteners to make up for taste lost in processing. Granola bars, protein shakes, tomato sauces, ketchup, even salad dressings. These are all culprits. And the tricky part? Your taste buds adapt over time, craving more sugar even when you don't realize it. But here's the kicker: sugar doesn't just raise your blood glucose and insulin levels, which can increase your risk for type 2 diabetes. It also damages your skin through a process called glycation, which siphons collagen and makes your skin sag and wrinkle faster. So, yes, your cookie habit might be showing up in your laugh lines. What's worse, sugar can interfere with your memory. Several studies have shown that high sugar intake is linked to reduced brain volume in areas responsible for memory and cognitive function. This is crucial as we age. A moment of sweetness now might mean foggier thinking later. Now, let's not panic. You don't need to eliminate every gram of sugar. A story. Naturally occurring sugars in fruits, for example, are paired with fiber and nutrients, and they digest more slowly. The real enemy, added sugars, the ones dumped into packaged foods during processing. So what can you do? First, become a label detective. If sugar, or one of its aliases, is in the top 3 ingredients, that's a red flag. Second, stick to foods that are as close to their natural form as possible. Whole fruits, unsweetened oats, plain Greek yogurt, and homemade sauces. Third, retrain your palate. The less sugar you eat, the less you'll crave it. Also, try to time your sweet treats. Having a small dessert right after a meal that includes fiber, healthy fat, and protein can help blunt the blood sugar spike. And cinnamon? It's been shown to help regulate blood sugar. Try sprinkling a little into your morning oatmeal instead of sweet syrup. If you've ever wondered why your energy dips mid-morning or mid-afternoon, hidden sugars could be the reason. Your blood sugar rises quickly and crashes hard, leaving you tired, irritable, and craving another fix. It's a vicious cycle that slowly chips away at your vitality. And remember, just because it's organic or gluten-free doesn't mean it's sugar-free or healthy. A cookie is still a cookie, even with a fancy label. So next time you reach for a snack, ask yourself, is this food helping my body age well, or is it quietly working against me? You probably grew up with cold cuts in your lunchbox and bacon sizzling on the stove every weekend. Back then, no one told us that processed meats might do more than just clog arteries. They might actually age us from the inside out. Now that you're over 60, your body responds to certain foods in new, more sensitive ways. One major culprit that's often overlooked: processed meats like bacon, sausages, hot dogs, ham, salami, and those neatly sliced deli meats that seem so convenient. The problem isn't just the meat itself, it's what's in them and done to them. Let's start with the obvious: sodium. Processed meats are packed with salt, sometimes 3 to 4 times more than fresh cuts. And as you age, your kidneys aren't as efficient at clearing excess sodium. That leads to fluid retention, raised blood pressure, and extra strain on the heart. And what does high blood pressure do? It speeds up the wear and tear on your blood vessels, your brain, and even your eyesight. But salt is just the beginning. Processed meats often contain nitrites and nitrates, preservatives that help preserve color and prevent bacterial growth. The issue is that once inside your body, these chemicals can form compounds called nitrosamines. These are known to be carcinogenic and inflammatory, meaning they can subtly damage tissues over time, raising the risk for cancer, especially in the colon and stomach. More importantly for everyday life, these meats are inflammatory bombs. If you've been dealing with stiff joints, swollen fingers, or aching knees, processed meats may be making it worse. They promote oxidative stress, a fancy term for cellular damage caused by unstable molecules called free radicals. And the more oxidative stress in your body, the faster your tissues age from skin to brain to heart. You might be thinking, but I only eat a little. And sure, moderation matters. But for older adults, even small daily amounts of processed meat can compound over time. Think about it. If you're adding ham to your breakfast, having a hot dog at lunch, and maybe a pepperoni slice at dinner, that's 3 hits in one day. Not to mention the cumulative effect over months or years. Another sneaky problem? These meats are often low in fiber and essential nutrients that your aging body does need, like magnesium, potassium, and certain B vitamins. So while they fill you up, they don't actually nourish you. They crowd out healthier foods that could be helping your body repair, regenerate, and thrive. And if weight management is on your mind, processed meats might be throwing off your efforts. They're often paired with white bread, sugary sauces, or fried sides, and they don't keep you full for long. Plus, high sodium levels can cause bloating and water retention, making it harder to tell if you're truly making progress. So what's the alternative? Well, you don't have to swear off all meat. Lean, unprocessed cuts like baked chicken breast, turkey thighs, or grass-fed beef can still be part of a healthy aging plan. Just keep the processing to a minimum and the seasonings real. And plant-based swaps can be a game changer. Beans, lentils, tempeh, tofu, they provide protein without the downsides of additives and preservatives. You might even find that your energy levels and digestion improve when you rotate some of these in. Want something quick and savory without the nitrates? Try hard-boiled eggs, hummus, avocado on whole grain toast, or even a tuna salad made from fresh tuna, not the kind drenched in mayo with pickled relish and mystery ingredients. Also, consider flavoring your meals with anti-inflammatory herbs and spices like turmeric, rosemary, and garlic. These not only boost taste, but also offer protective health benefits, something you won't get from a slice of salami. Let's be honest. Processed meats are everywhere. They're easy, salty, familiar. But for someone who wants to move more freely, think more clearly, and stay active longer, they just might not be worth the price. Your joints, your heart, and your brain, they all notice what you put on your plate, even if you don't feel the effects right away. But over time, that breakfast sausage could be doing more harm than you realize. Remember, aging gracefully isn't just about what you add to your diet. It's also about what you quietly take away. Let's talk about something that's been sitting in your fridge for decades. Dairy. For most of your life, milk was sold as the ultimate health food. You drank it to grow tall, build strong bones, and get your daily dose of calcium. But now, after 60, the story changes. And for some of us, dairy may quietly be doing more harm than good. First, it's important to know that our bodies change the way they process foods as we age. One of those changes, a natural decline in the enzyme lactase, which breaks down lactose, the sugar found in milk. This means that many seniors develop lactose intolerance, even if they had no issues with dairy when they were younger. You might not even realize it's happening. It doesn't always come with dramatic symptoms. For many, it just shows up as bloating, gas, mild cramping, or fatigue after meals. And if these symptoms hit regularly, especially after your morning latte or cheesy lunch, you might be blaming age instead of what's really going on in your gut. But the story doesn't stop with digestion. Some dairy products, especially highly processed ones like cheese spreads, ice cream, and sweetened yogurts, can also contribute to low-grade inflammation. And as we've already touched on, chronic inflammation is the root of many age-related issues: joint pain, heart disease, cognitive decline, and even skin problems. You see, certain proteins in cow's milk, namely casein and whey, can trigger inflammatory responses in sensitive individuals. This is especially true if the immune system is already a bit worn from years of stress, poor sleep, or past health conditions. So while you're trying to get calcium for your bones, you might be aggravating the very systems that help your body feel young and functional. There's also a twist when it comes to bones. Contrary to popular belief, consuming large amounts of conventional dairy might not be the magic bullet for bone health that we once thought. Some research suggests that excess dairy, especially in the form of milk, may actually increase the loss of calcium in the urine. In other words, more milk doesn't necessarily mean stronger bones. What your bones really need is a combination of nutrients working together: vitamin D, magnesium, vitamin K2, and, yes, some calcium, but from balanced, absorbable sources. Dark leafy greens, sardines, almonds, sesame seeds, and fermented dairy like kefir or unsweetened yogurt can deliver these nutrients in more gut-friendly ways. Let's also not forget about saturated fat. Full-fat dairy can contribute to increased LDL cholesterol levels in some people, which over time may affect cardiovascular health. If you've been trying to protect your heart, that daily habit of full-fat cheese or creamy sauces could be quietly working against your progress. Now, does this mean dairy must be eliminated entirely? Not necessarily. The key is knowing which dairy, how much, and how your body responds. Some people do well with small amounts of aged cheeses or cultured dairy like kefir or Greek yogurt, especially when eaten alongside fiber-rich foods. Others feel noticeably better after taking a dairy break and noticing fewer joint aches or less digestive discomfort. If you're unsure, try doing a simple 2-week dairy pause. Keep a food and symptom journal. Track how your joints feel, how your stomach behaves, how your energy flows during the day. Then reintroduce a small amount and notice the changes. Sometimes the body speaks softly but clearly when given the chance. For those who love creamy textures and comforting flavors, there are plenty of non-dairy alternatives now that support healthy aging. Unsweetened almond milk, oat milk, or coconut yogurt can give you that familiar feeling without triggering inflammation or bloating. Just be mindful of added sugars and preservatives. Always read the label. And if calcium is your concern, consider focusing more on strength-building movements like walking, resistance exercises, and balance training. Your bones respond to activity even more than they do to food. Plus, exposure to sunlight and a well-rounded diet can take care of most of your calcium and vitamin D needs naturally. The truth is, the dairy aisle isn't the enemy. It's just not the default friend it used to be. As your body evolves, your nutrition should too. You don't need to throw out every carton in the fridge, but you do need to listen closely to how each bite makes you feel. Aging well isn't about following old rules. It's about writing new ones that match the body you have today. You've already seen how hidden sugars, processed meats, and troublesome dairy can stoke the flames of inflammation. Now imagine pouring gasoline on that same fire every time you drizzle, fry, or bake with the wrong kind of oil. That's exactly what happens when refined vegetable oils dominate your kitchen. They may look harmless, clear, light, even heart-healthy by old marketing standards. But inside every bottle of soybean, corn, sunflower, or generic vegetable oil lurks a chemistry experiment that ages you faster than you realize. Here's why. These oils are ultra-processed at high heat and pressured with chemical solvents to squeeze out every last drop of fat. That harsh treatment strips away antioxidants, alters the natural fatty acid structure, and leaves behind unstable molecules eager to oxidize. Oxidized fats turn into free radicals, tiny molecular vandals that punch holes in cell membranes, damage DNA, and trigger the chronic inflammation we keep talking about. The result is a chain reaction that stiffens arteries, irritates joints, and clouds the thinking parts of your brain. Over months and years, those small hits add up to thicker waistlines, achier mornings, and a face in the mirror that looks a bit more tired than it should. Remember the sugar crash from section 1? Pair that same muffin with oil that's already rancid, and you create a 1-2 punch. Glucose spikes your insulin while oxidized fats attack the very cell walls trying to manage the damage. Your body scrambles to repair itself, using up valuable antioxidants like vitamin E and glutathione resources you need for immunity, memory, and glowing skin. It's like patching a leaky roof during a thunderstorm. You're always on defense, never fully catching up. The danger doesn't stop at oxidation. Refined vegetable oils are heavy in omega-6 fatty acids. You do need some omega-6, but balance is critical. Most seniors already get far too little omega-3 from fish, flax, or walnuts. When omega-6 crowds out omega-3, your body's ability to resolve inflammation stalls. Joints stay swollen, brain fog lingers, and that tiny nick on your shin seems to take forever to heal. Scientists call it an imbalanced lipid profile, but you can simply think of it as an internal traffic jam. Signals to calm inflammation can't get through the congestion. There's also the ghost of trans fats, partially hydrogenated oils once used to make margarine and extend shelf life. Although banned in many countries, trace amounts still creep into packaged pastries and restaurant fryers that haven't switched their oil in days. Trans fats flatten the flexible structure of your cell membranes, turning them brittle, which ages skin and arteries alike. Think of an old rubber band left in the sun. Stretch it, and it snaps. That's what trans fats do at the microscopic level. So where are these problem oils hiding? The obvious places: frying vats, fast food French fries, supermarket potato chips, but also the subtle ones: store-bought salad dressings, mayonnaise, commercial pesto, even that seemingly innocent granola you sprinkle over yogurt, which, if sweetened, takes you right back to section 1. Read the label. If you see the words canola, soybean, corn, or a vague vegetable oil blend, assume the worst. Now for some good news. You can swap inflammatory oils for fats that actually protect you. Extra virgin olive oil, cold-pressed avocado oil, and high oleic sunflower oil keep their antioxidant polyphenols intact because they're processed gently. These oils are rich in monounsaturated fats that stabilize cell membranes and soothe inflammation. When you saute vegetables in extra virgin olive oil, you're not just adding flavor, you're delivering anti-aging compounds that work alongside the fiber, vitamins, and minerals in the produce. It's nutritional symbiosis at its finest. For higher heat cooking, avocado oil's smoke point outperforms most refined oils without breaking down as quickly. And if you miss the buttery taste on toast, try Kia clarified butter with most of the lactose and casein removed, sparing those who reacted poorly in section 3. Ghee contains conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, which some studies suggest supports metabolic health. Another pro tip: store oils in dark glass away from your stove's heat and light. Even the best olive oil can oxidize if left on the countertop under fluorescent bulbs. Buy smaller bottles, use them within a month or two, and keep nuts and seeds in the fridge so their delicate oils don't spoil before you enjoy them. When dining out, ask what oil the kitchen uses. It might feel awkward, but your future joints will thank you. If they can't answer, stick to grilled, steamed, or baked dishes. And when cravings hit for something crunchy, roast chickpeas at home, tossed in olive oil and turmeric, an anti-inflammatory spice that boosts the benefits of your oil choice. Finally, remember that every swap compounds over time. We shifted sugar intake, cut back processed meats, questioned dairy, and now we're upgrading oils. These steps interlock like gears in a well-oiled pun-intended machine. Each positive change reduces the inflammatory burden on your body, allowing energy to flow toward healing instead of constant repair. You don't need to fear fat. You simply need to choose fats that love you back. Make that one adjustment, and your cells, your joints, and even your mood will start to notice. Aging might be inevitable, but accelerating it with the wrong oil is optional, and now entirely preventable for you. You've done everything right today. You skipped the sugary cereal, passed on the bacon, switched to almond milk, and even drizzled extra virgin olive oil on your salad. But then you reach for that snack, just a small handful of granola, maybe a few rice crackers, or a healthy protein bar from the pantry. It feels like a harmless reward. But here's the truth many don't realize. Some of the most damaging foods to your aging process are disguised as health foods. Let's start with one of the biggest offenders: granola. Yes, it has oats. Yes, it sounds natural, but most store-bought granolas are absolutely packed with added sugars, refined oils, and even artificial flavors. A single serving, usually just half a cup can, contain more than 12 grams of sugar and a hefty dose of sunflower or canola oil. Remember what we learned in sections 1 and 4? That's a double whammy of blood sugar spikes and inflammatory fats. The same trap exists with crackers labeled multigrain, organic, or gluten-free. These may sound wholesome, but often they're just ultra-processed flour and starch pressed into thin, crispy shapes. They digest rapidly, offer little fiber, and leave you hungrier sooner. If you're not pairing them with something nutrient-dense like hummus or avocado, you're essentially eating empty calories that raise your blood sugar and sap your energy shortly after. Protein bars are another sneaky villain. Many are marketed as fitness fuel or weight loss aids, especially to older adults looking to boost protein intake. But if you flip the label, you'll find a laundry list of processed ingredients, isolated soy proteins, synthetic fibers, sugar alcohols, and mystery natural flavors. Some even include palm kernel oil or corn syrup solids cheap fillers that do your digestion and metabolism no favors. Even dried fruits, a favorite among older adults for their sweetness and convenience, can turn problematic. When you dry fruit, you remove the water but concentrate the sugar. Add in commercial brands that coat dried fruit in even more sugar or vegetable oil. And you've got a snack that spikes blood sugar and clogs arteries all in one bite. But here's what's really going on. You've been trained to trust packaging. If the box says whole grain, no high fructose corn syrup, or made with real fruit, it feels safe. It feels healthy. But food companies know this. They use those phrases to market ultra-processed snacks that appeal to your good intentions, not your health. So what can you snack on instead? First, get friendly with your fridge. Whole, fresh snacks almost always beat packaged ones. A boiled egg with a sprinkle of paprika, ew. Slice of turkey rolled around cucumber, or half an avocado with lemon and sea salt offers real nutrients, real satiety, and none of the fake stuff. Nuts and seeds, when raw or dry roasted without added oils, are fantastic for the aging body. Almonds, walnuts, chia seeds, and pumpkin seeds contain healthy fats, fiber, and minerals that support heart, brain, and joint health. Just watch portion sizes, especially if weight management is a goal. Air-popped popcorn, lightly seasoned, can be a satisfying crunch without the trans fats or additives found in chip bags. Edamame, olives, or even veggie sticks with hummus can satisfy that snacky craving while still contributing to your health. And if you still crave something sweet, make your own energy bites at home using rolled oats, unsweetened nut butter, cinnamon, and a touch of raw honey. Keep them small. Keep them simple. Your body will know the difference. When choosing snacks, always ask yourself 3 questions. 1. Does this come from a plant or a factory? 2. Can I pronounce every ingredient in this? 3. Will this fuel me, or will I need a nap in 20 minutes? Healthy aging doesn't require you to quit snacking. It just asks that you snack with awareness. Every bite is either building strength or stealing it, even if just a little. And the cumulative effect over weeks and months is huge. Remember earlier when we talked about how small changes compound? Think of these snacks as the gray zone of your diet. They're not obviously harmful like a deep-fried donut, but they're not truly helpful either. Cleaning up your snack drawer might just be the final piece of the puzzle your body's been waiting for. You've already started the journey, cutting back on hidden sugars, processed meats, excessive dairy, and refined oils. Now you know how to spot the traps hiding in your health foods, too. At this point, your food choices aren't just about preventing illness. They're about promoting energy, clarity, movement, and joy. Because when you feel good, you move more. When you move more, you sleep better. And when you sleep better, you wake up ready to live life fully. Take a deep breath. You've just walked through 5 key habits that may have been quietly accelerating your aging process without you even knowing. But here's the good news. Awareness changes everything. Maybe you've already started recognizing those hidden sugars in your yogurt, or questioning the deli meat you've relied on for quick lunches. Perhaps you've begun looking more closely at how your body feels after a bowl of dairy. Or you've tilted the olive oil bottle a bit more generously over your salad. These shifts don't need to be dramatic to be powerful. In fact, small, consistent changes are often the most sustainable and the most transformative over time. At this stage in life, your body is whispering to you more often. A little ache here, a sluggish afternoon there, a foggy morning, or a feeling of heaviness after a meal. These aren't just signs of aging, they're signals. And when you learn how to interpret them, you begin to work with your body, not against it. Remember, aging is not the enemy. It's the natural rhythm of life. But how you age, how you feel as you age, that part is still largely within your control. By choosing foods that support your digestion, calm inflammation, and nourish your cells, you create a foundation of vitality that supports everything else you care about. time with loved ones, staying independent, waking up with purpose, and yes, even looking good in the mirror. So take your time. Open the pantry with fresh eyes. Revisit the grocery store with a curious mind. And most importantly, be kind to yourself. You don't have to get it perfect. You just have to stay curious, stay open, and keep choosing the foods that help your body feel a little lighter, a little clearer, and a lot more alive. Here's to feeling better, not just older.